CBS 6 News begins right now with a breaking weather alert.
Oh, look at this. CBS 6 News at 5 is tracking strong storms in central Virginia with team coverage. This is a live shot right now from Broad Street in our studios right now along the 3300 block of West Broad Street. Hailing. You can probably hear it in our microphones right now.
I'm wondering if you can hear it over the microphones. I feel like I have to shout just so you can hear me. It's that loud on our ceiling. I'm Julie Bragg.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. Let's head over now to the Weather Center. We have meteorologist Mike Stone and our chief meteorologist Zach Daniel tracking this storm right now. Bring us up to date, guys.
This is impressive. It is a roar here at the station, a combination of large hail and strong damaging winds. We have reports of trees down in the west end of Richmond. This is a live look. I want to flip this over and show you on radar where the storm is right now, because this is an intense, severe storm in the metro area. Quarter-size hail or larger, I think larger based on what I'm hearing hitting the roof right now here at WTVR. Very concerning here that there is a hook echo on this storm. So far, the circulation's been fairly broad and there hasn't been a real strong signal for a tornado with this. So far, it's just been a hailstorm and a windstorm. Again, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and the possibility of at least quarter-size hail, possibly even larger than that. And right now, the hail core has moved away from the station. I'm not hearing nearly as much hail over our studio here in the museum district, but it is pounding down here across Bryan Park and then down into downtown Richmond. There is the hail core that we're looking at. This is all yellow because this is a severe thunderstorm watch we're under. That orange there, that would indicate very large hail, possibly up to tennis ball size. Now, Mike, any other damage reports, anything like that?
Zach, we just got in a tornado warning for Richmond, so that just came in right now. Let's go back to Zach there at the wall. I want to show you that we have the velocities up, but we just have this brand new tornado warning, so it's this magenta box. Storm we were just talking about with Zach. We'll go back to Zach at the wall here. Zach, go there, and I'll get the velocities up for you on Doppler Max 6.
Thank you, Mike. Again, tornado warning now in effect. So again, it looked like it was wrapping up with the hook echo in the backside. There it is. That's where the tornado is going to be on the back edge of this thing. And what we're looking at here, that's Chippenham Parkway and Powhite. That's where the tornado is going to be right now. Chippenham and Powhite Parkway. Okay, the Comfort Inn. Right across the street here at WTVR, the windows blown out of the Comfort Inn. Just getting that report. Let's go to Sky Tracker real quickly and pull that shot up. You guys can pull it up full. All right, there's a shot. There's the Comfort Inn. Are we looking at windows that are blown out there? Is that curtains? Curtains. Those are curtains. So, yes, there are curtains blowing out of the windows of the Comfort Inn. Those are likely not the kind of windows that you can open on your own. I don't know that for sure, but I don't think you'd ever want to in a severe storm. So that may, in fact, be the windows that have been blown out. Again, just kind of inferring that from what we're looking at, the actual curtains blowing out of the windows there right now. There's the storm hitting the city, a time lapse of it. You can see all the winds gusting out of it from right to left there across the street.
You can actually see that the rotation kind of couplet there, not as significant or pronounced or as violent as it was a couple of scans ago. But I tell you what, that last scan that we had of the rotation, I think that is one of the more pronounced ones that I've seen over the last couple of years. So between Bensley and Bellwood, tracking southeasterly at 30 miles an hour. If you live in this part of our viewing area, you need to take tornado precautions.
We got a lot of sirens being reported all over the metro area right now. There are the damaging winds. I can tell you, it was just a constant roar here at the station as this moved on past. You can see those trees there in the background. They're really getting hammered hard. And it was a lot of hail. You see the splashing there in the curb. Those are large hailstones coming down in addition to the rain and the wind. And no tornado here at the station, but there has been some damage. And it will take a little time to actually resolve whether or not it was from a tornado or straight line wind damage. I can tell you from our time lapse that we showed earlier, you could see some microburst type outflow from this storm. Definitely a very strong gust front.
Now, this is CBS 6 News at 7.
All right, wind, rain, and hail, as you heard Zach talking about it, pummeling the CBS 6 parking lot just a couple hours ago. Tornado warnings across central Virginia are now over, but the damage reports are coming in.
And all that rain dumped flooding in the area. This is video just in off Broad Street in the middle of downtown. We want to thank CBS 6 viewer Jackie for sending this video to us.
And you've heard of the canals in Venice? Well, eat your heart out. Look at this amazing video shot for us by a viewer named Shelley Tyler, who was inside the Village Cafe at Harrison and Grace this afternoon. For a period of time, the streets were completely flooded by the storm. Looks like a canal. You need a boat.
We want to show you more intense video. This is hail. This was shot by Miranda, who lives near VCU. She shot this video around 5:30, and you can see it's really pummeling her car.
Hopefully a lot of cars are going to be okay after all that. Well, here's video of the storm passing over Broad Street just outside our front door, shot by CBS 6 photojournalist Chris Munnings. The wind's so powerful, at one point the glass door that we had opened just about slammed on the camera.
And just 30 minutes ago, we received reports of up to 3 feet of water on parts of Interstate 95.
And that's where we find our Joe St. George right now. And Joe, quite the downpour out there.
Hey, good evening, Bill. Good evening, Steph. A lot of our viewers are probably breathing a sigh of relief that they just got home today. If they worked in downtown Richmond, commute was brought to an absolute standstill here off 95, specifically near the Belvedere exit because of that flooding that you mentioned. As a result, it made 195, the downtown expressway through town, backed up. It made Broad Street backed up. I'm going to step out of the way here, and you'll see perhaps why there was flooding on 95. I'm perched here with photojournalist Jack Rusak above Belvedere, and you can see 95 is below this portion of the city. It's kind of perched, I'm up perched high, 95 below. During the height of this storm, rain was rushing down this entrance ramp to 95. The water had nowhere to go up here, therefore it congregated down there on 95. State troopers blocked off portions of the highway for a period of time. The VDOT traffic safety crews were out as well. Obviously right now, traffic is back and it is flowing. That's good news, but I haven't listened to Zach's forecast yet because I just was able to hear it in my ear at the end of Mike's. But I'm going to tell you what, if this area gets another round of rain, I would expect to see something similar that we saw during rush hour, and that is a whole lot of rain and potential flooding on 95. This ground here, guys, can't take much more. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Joe. There are some areas on the interstate where that water does get pretty deep. Thanks. Now, CBS 6 viewer Mike Levi posted this video of hail at his Richmond home in Bellevue around 5 o'clock this afternoon. We want to go live now to our Melissa Hippolyte, who's in Richmond's Shockoe Bottom.
And that's where the storm damaged a gas station on Broad Street. Melissa, what can you tell us?
Yeah, we're here at the corner of 17th and Broad Street, as you just mentioned, Bill, and take a look at this damage here at the Exxon gas station. It is quite extensive, and what you don't see right now is the fact that there were some cars that were damaged by this gutter here. And you might think, well, maybe the wind damaged this. Well, no. A woman who was actually inside one of the cars that was damaged by falling debris told me that this was a gutter problem. Water just, got stuck inside of the gutter and then caused it basically to collapse. This woman I spoke with, she was incredibly shaken up. She said she'd pulled into the gas station to try to get out of the rain, the hail. She ran inside, then came back into her car, and then got the tornado alert on her phone. And suddenly there was just like a loud boom and something hit her car. She feared that she was in the middle of a tornado. Let's listen to what she said.
It was just water pouring down, the debris everywhere. It was water just everywhere. It was terrible, like really scary. I'm still like very shaken up. It was inches from fall. Like I have a soft top, like I'm in a convertible, so it was inches from falling on my head. So that was like, I'm just scared. Like that was like a brush with death, really.
I mean, so understandable. Anybody would feel incredibly shaken by that experience. She told me that she is very thankful, of course, that nothing happened to her or the gentleman that she was traveling with and her car. She actually drove off with it, so it really was not that badly damaged, but it could have been a lot worse. Again, we're here at the Exxon in Shockoe Bottom, the corner of 17th and Broad Street, where the gutter just basically fell to pieces and then fell on top of people's cars. Thankfully, though, no one was injured. Reporting live in Shockoe Bottom tonight, Melissa Hippolyte, CBS 6.
Thank you, Melissa. When water has nowhere to go, it gets mighty heavy pretty quickly. Well, the storm also did serious damage to this Napa Auto Parts store in the 1600 block of Chamberlain Avenue. The wind bent part of the canopy, then completely shattered the giant glass window at the front of the store. The assistant manager tells us what it was like when the storm first hit.
It was raining pretty hard, and suddenly we started hearing a lot of hail and everything, and it just felt kind of really eerie. You couldn't even see out of the building. Looking at the damage, the front windows blew in, the side windows blew out. So it was basically in the swirl.
With all that glass and damage, it's amazing no one was hurt. They're still calculating just how much it'll cost to fix it, though.
And as you can imagine, these strong storms did knock out power this afternoon. Many people are without electricity right now. We're getting some updated numbers from Dominion Virginia Power. More than 19,000 power outages were reported in the Richmond area at the height of this storm. Right now, there are about 11,800 customers without electricity in the city, just under 4,000 in Henrico and a little under 60 in Hanover. Now, if you have the CBS 6 breaking news and weather apps on your phone or your iPad, you received every alert about the tornado warnings, the storm warnings. Keep you updated on how this storm is evolving throughout the evening.
Chaos at City Hall as a tornado warning covers the city of Richmond. Not far from City Center, Yolanda Smith pulls into the Exxon in Shockoe Bottom off of Broad Street to escape the pounding rain and hail.
It was just hard rains.
While waiting out the storm in her car, a sudden crash.
It was inches from falling on my head.
Debris from this collapsed gutter fell on Smith's car and the one next to her. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
I thought the tornado touched down right on my car.
Across town on the north side,
All hell was breaking loose.
glass shatters.
The windows blew out.
Employees at this Napa auto parts store say they made the right call to move to the back of the building.
If we had been in the store, in the front, we would have been hurt.
Some absolutely terrifying experiences for members of our Richmond family who say the storm left them thankful to be alive.
We were lucky.
That was like a brush with death, really.
Our cameras catch the water receding on Interstate 95.
Once I hit the city, it just unleashed, and there was no place to go because it was all 3 lanes of traffic were almost completely stopped.
Pictures Holly Saunders took minutes before tell a story of storm drains overflowing.
Water was pouring over from 95 south into 95 north.
And the flooding in the fan was just as bad.
5 feet over the curb.
Village Cafe bar manager Chris Brumfield says, believe it or not, they're getting used to and prepared for scenes like this. The waitress takes this video during the storm as the intersection of Harrison and Grace swells with water.
Large amount of rain in a short period. The sewers just can't handle it, so it ends up coming up through our floor drains. Luckily, we have mops and wet vacs ready to go.
No wet vacs in Mosby Court as water races across the Martin Luther King Bridge. These men say Mosby Street is like the bottom of a bowl, and the water always collects.
See, the rain comes down all 4 hills, and it just floods all the time. Sometimes it might be up to like 6-8 inches deep.
Fast and furious Thursday storm blew through in about 20 minutes, but left behind hours, maybe even days worth of cleanup work.
Earthquake, aftershock last night, which I felt, and then today, the storm, I was like, okay, bring on the long weekend.